film to look at when heading into the CWL Atlanta Open. Look at that timing. This Atlanta Global Open takes place March 9th through 11th, and you can go ahead and get your spectator pass now. CWL.
And especially for OpTic.
/MLG, whatever.
Especially for OpTic. I mean, I know, Formal had a rough day yesterday, but you and I were talking to the guys a little bit. They were certainly some frustration, some arguments back and forth between the players. I mean, they've done that a lot, obviously, but I think this is more of a set things right sort of series for them right now.
Yeah, and see if they can do that right now.
I wonder how Formal's going to come out, because I know he was pissed about how yesterday went.
Oh, Formal publicly said, you know, that was one of his worst series that he's had in Call of Duty World War II. You know, Karma had to kind of pull a lot of the weight. And let's see exactly how it all plays on out. Formal currently in the hard point, up 14-8. As now OpTic will begin to focus towards the back spawns. As Red Reserve look for control.
They're trying to find this player. Finally, Krim able to pick it up. They've got to push to the spawns, though. It's Karma kind of by himself, but apparently he's a one-man wrecking crew. He's able to pick up two. All players are going to spawn safe there, and that back useless, so not a whole lot going to happen, but the focus on the back may allow Krim and Scump to try and push through here, at least get a little bit more room to work with due to the fact that Karma distracted in the back for so long. Krim 6 needs one kill. Formal in a similar position to pick up some streaks. They're handling business early. The guys are hyped. They know this is a rebound match. I want to hear the comms. Let's go to an Astro listen in here with OpTic Gaming.
Watch lights, go ahead.
There's two green truck.
Turning. Watch my street, please.
One went lights, one's gate.
Street, he's gate, one shot, gate, one shot.
One more light. I didn't get artillery.
He's one shot lights, Joe. Absolute lights.
I'm Nain Hill.
Here. He's close left, Matt. He's close left.
Yo, bro, dead.
I have artillery. Two blue. Spawn low.
Nice, guys. One more here.
I
You're up, I help you.
Got one.
I'll rotate back towards fire.
Good shit, guys.
Front beer right now.
Y'all gonna be bar.
You're dead.
Should be
I'm
fire.
gonna watch your water. I'm gonna watch your water. Train.
Take out Sun. They know I have streaks. They know I have
Trade that, baby. No, I have streaks.
Water stairs and beer. Last two. They're going down. They're both going down water stairs.
I just want train.
I just watch one go.
Watch one close. You might want to go low, Damon.
I'm gonna go behind crane after this.
Zombie dead. I think there's one in hill. Low hill. 0. I pulled out stuns.
Guys, window, Josh. One shot window.
One shot window.
I needed him. He should die.
Yo, I can find a this.
Fire.
Close door. 0. Close door.
Crane. One crane. Only one guy hill. Last guy.
Challenging. One shot in the close left corner.
You can challenge. One guy's by me.
We spawn close danger.
I got a guy.
Fire her.
That's your dead.
Nice. Yo, I'm playing blue. Should be bar.
I push ladder.
Should be bar.
Crane steps. Two crane.
One more. Fire.
Tom in.
Water steps
Coming over to you.
Water steps.
Yeah, he went in. Your side.
I need
Watch
the
Tom in.
Fire side.
Turn around.
Ladder. I'm leaving you.
I
gotta rotate.
Door.
Nice.
Dead.
They're not gonna be there, Ian.
Okay, get in bar.
Bar steps.
Water stairs, I think. Water stairs or fire.
I'm backside. I'm playing blue.
He's weak bar stairs. He's going to the back.
One's low crane on me.
I'm playing blue too.
Top steps. One shot.
Pushing me at old.
Tom in. Outside. Dead.
Nice one.
Train.
He pushed you.
He's
on fire. I'm going bottom.
He's going water stairs, Matt. I'm coming top mid.
Yo, I have a bomb. Get close.
Water stairs.
We're in 10.
I'm gonna drop my bomb.
In 10, Joe.
It's in pipe still.
Joe's in 10, getting out third side.
Twin hill. One's cold.
Front hill.
I got cold.
Front hill went out bar. He went out front statue. 0.
One's gonna be L2 on me.
10, one shot, absolute.
Yeah, he's L2 rated.
Got one.
I'm hitting from
2 hill.
Right side hill. Watch out. Weak side. Nice. Damon.
They're gonna be low water.
Yeah, danger.
Stunned in hill.
You guys go in.
Come back.
I needed
me.
Bring your beer steps, Damon.
They're weak.
Your steps. He went down. Sitting over your steps.
Watch our water.
I got water.
I got one shot. Other one's he's pushing out statue. One's pushing out statue.
No one flank.
10. Gonna be sacked.
Gonna be fire.
Fire already.
Fire.
I'm laying down. There might be
Watch your
another.
left.
I'm holding water.
Going in here.
Trying to hold water right now.
Hold water.
The door. The window.
I'm going down.
Really hurt. I'm one shot out.
Water stairs on me.
I have your help, Matt.
Nothing pushing the back.
Apples. One shot apples.
I'm rotating back. Nothing in the back.
Apples.
I'll get time.
One shot apples still. I got two. Danger. Trade that.
Danger. Actually, water stairs.
Nice, guys.
Nice.
All right, I'm in the back. They might spawn gate.
Gate on me. Yeah, they're
I
gate.
still have water.
Gate went around.
Okay, I'm watching around. I'm watching full flame.
Nading high for you.
I got gate.
One went around.
Yeah, water steps from right now.
Yeah, you got to hear the energy and the passion of the OpTic Gaming crew right now. Like I said, frustrated after a close series of Vitality yesterday, a loss for Echo Fox, very much a rebound series, and you got to feel for Red, who may be just running into a very, very motivated OpTic Gaming crew right now.
Yeah, they're looking fantastic, up by over a minute right now. The rotation from Crane obviously went in favor of Red. As you can see, they're locking down this time. OpTic spawning so far out, they're barely even be able to kind of nade this hard point, which we see is so popular. You get the nades in, force them out of the hill. They're having to even fight to get close enough for their nade to reach. Honestly, with how this first set of rotations went, if I'm Red, I'm actually not too upset only being down by 40 with what a hot start OpTic Gaming had.
If you look at Rated and Josh right now, yeah. I mean, you survived a flurry from OpTic Gaming, and you survived nearly double negative starts from Rated and Josh. So, yeah, I think I agree with you. They're able to keep it close. Despite, I mean, we saw that earlier in the Gibraltar versus Echo Fox, where they were just getting smacked. Like, outslayed by 30, but still it was a 30 or so point game. So we know they can survive those when teams start to go off, but will OpTic Gaming pour it on here through the mid-game? They've just hit the 150-point mark. Watching Joe here from Red as he's hitting top mid. His teammate Zero was able to pick up a couple, and Zero might be able to get streaks now as he's gotten very close, but nope. Scump there to trade it out, make sure Red can't get any extra utility to try and mount it. He kind of come back here.
Still a 60-second difference. You were kind of laughing in that listening, going, wow, Formal is snapping off the break. He's absolutely quieted down. Now at 15 and 11, but he's got 90 seconds almost in the hard point. This bit of scrap time will go to Red, but OpTic have their perfect setup. Crim pushed up into Underground. That's going to force Red to avert their attention towards him instead of being able to focus that on the hard point. Look at where Zero is right now going, Maven. Look at what they've drawn him back to do. They had to send him all the way to the back garage, down through underpass, which took him about 15 seconds to kill Crim for his team to be able to push up through mid.
This is really where OpTic Gaming can start to pour on the lead. It's Formal 17-11 looking to rebound from yesterday. Pushing up is Scump. Did a good job finding a kill and just making sure they can't mount a four-man attack. Losing a gunfight in lights, though, is Formal. Maybe the opening that Red needs, but until they clear Karma out of mid, as he is just peppering fire into just about everybody, it's going to be difficult to get points. And you saw he put a couple shots into somebody before Formal was able to pre-aim that in lights, and that's such an easy kill. And they get all the time there, and now it's become a very scary outlook here for Red.
Well, Red Reserve, it was looking like they had a chance for a comeback. Now down by one of their biggest deficits of the game, Karma. We see TJ play that position so much for Rise Nation. More and more players beginning to use that bottom docks area. Crim knows Raided's on the other side of that box. He's one shot as well. That might be the green light to go, and there it is. OpTic Gaming break on in. Now up by 100 seconds. You've still got full streaks from Formal as well.
Yeah, you see a grenade land next to him. That's certainly a cue to go ahead and make a play. Formal gets traded out. A couple headshots from Josh and a grenade from Raided is going to give them early control here of the docks warehouse. A flawless hold here sort of puts them back in contention again, and just taking a look at the spawns, now is going to be an opportunity maybe for a double hit. Spawning top is going to be Red Reserve. OpTic trying to pinch, but they haven't been able to make a play. No one's been able to challenge docks at all. It's been pushed out so far from Red Reserve. And even Josh now making plays at the next hard point as well, but you're still getting that top right underground spawn right now for OpTic Gaming. So they look to be set up for beer, and Crim does such a big job, not only contesting for a few seconds, but then winning a one-on-one that probably gives them 5 or so points until Red gets back in. But honestly, it's one of those score lines where every second is so big for OpTic Gaming. It's getting closer and closer. 5 or so seconds there does not help Red.
I'm telling you one thing, OpTic absolutely shooting much better than yesterday. They're looking in pristine form up to this point. I know you mentioned the frustrations we heard from some of the players during and after the series. That round 11, there were some questionable play calls. I know inside the team they didn't agree with. If you were in the venue, you absolutely heard some choice words from Grim 6 after that one. I think today they kind of reset their mindset as that Clyde bomb just hit a lamppost, And 3 players come storming out of fire. They're getting desperate now, trying to push on in.
I heard a lot of stuff. You know, Krim said he needs to maybe dial it back and not get so angry at times. They wanted Scump to play a little bit more selfless, and like they were going back and forth in some heated conversations, but it seems that they're figuring things out. And now with the final couple of ticks, this should be game 1, and there's one more player that can challenge, and he's going to drop, and there's game 1 to OpTic.
Here's what I will say about that game. It wasn't a 100-point club. It wasn't ridiculous score difference, you know, it was 100, but still, it wasn't anything like mind-blowing. 35 kill difference in the slang.
That's big, because is that the first then loss for London Docks Red? I know they were undefeated in it forever. Is that the first? Officially the first?
I'm not JP.
No, I'll tell you what, Chance or Merc run over here, but I know they were undefeated for a long time. I believe that was still the case. That's why everyone was freaking out when they thought they banned London Docks.
They're looking at each other right now like, why are we running over there? There's people that can talk directly into their ears.
True. That's true.
Yeah, go ahead, run it over to us.
Well, okay. Regardless, let's say they have even one loss. That's still a very impressive win, because that wasn't a close game that OpTic narrowly won. I mean, they kind of wiped the floors with them.
From start to finish.
On a map where Red has been very, very strong. I'll try to get the exact record if I can, but the fact they were able to beat them like that, yeah.
It's a good start for OpTic Gaming, and remember, this is that team that knocked OG out of the last major global open event. As
I had to fix my collar.
No, you're fine. As there's still that kind of back and forth. You heard the respect there. Every role on the team for OpTic was better than their counterpart on Red Reserve. That's all you can ask for if you're a Greenwall fan. Now they have to keep that going. Don't let off the gas pedal. Win this search and destroy. And one critique. And his team had for each other, and that was their round 11 play call from that game 2 yesterday. Was something that they had never tried before, and some of the players on the team weren't confident in the shot call that was made and where they were having to go. We'll see if they make the adjustments for that here. Red Reserve now. They've been watching a ton of Call of Duty today. Up in the Pro Lounge, scrimming as well. Ready to play this matchup, I should say, versus OpTic Gaming.
OpTic in firm control right now, but yeah, you mentioned the round 11. That was sort of just awkward when we walked. Who was that? You and I casting, or whoever I was casting with? Jeez, my memory is awful. But we were just kind of watching, like, what the hell just happened?
No, I was watching. I was definitely.
Oh yeah, no. When we were casting, it was very, very awkward. We'll see if they can fix that stuff here. But Red Reserve already coming off a big victory over Echo Fox in the game 5, which was felt like it was an hour-and-a-half long series. It was a battle throughout, but there we're going to take a look at the overall best of 5. St. Marie coming up next, Arden Forest CTF, Gibraltar Hardpoint, and finally Valkyrie Search and Destroy if we get there.
And now I just want the game 5 to see Valk S&D. Will we get there? Who knows? I mean, that's the theme of the day so far. Are those game 5s in some of these series that could go either way? St. Marie Search and Destroy. Who does a better job of using those airborne ARs to their advantage? I feel like, when's the last time I saw OpTic play this map? I feel like every memory I have of a recent OpTic S&D game, it's been Ardennes.
It's been a lot of Ardennes, that is for sure. But OpTic, I mean, sometimes it seems like they definitely play to their competition. You know, they lose to Era, they have a tight series with Mind Freak, but then when they go up against the likes of like a Rise or a Red,
kick it
a TK, no, they really do. So, can Red Reserve match the tempo that we saw from OpTic Gaming in that game 1? It will be offense here. Kickoff round 1 for Red Reserve, as they'll be looking to strike first this search and destroy and answer that hardpoint loss.
Here we go. Game number 2. What do Red do off the break? Well, it seems like part of their strategy is for getting the bomb in spawn. Nice shot by Zero. Can't chain the shot on the Formal as well, but Red Reserve do have the number advantage for the moment.
He just barely gets away with his life there. Now it'll be Formal and Carmel trying to clutch up here. Formal peeks the back for a second. Joe just getting whatever information he's able to. Eventually there's going to be a flank that'll come in from Karma. They got to work together here.
So, can we go to Karma for a sec? So Red right now, they're triple stacking the site because they know OpTic have no nades. When there's no nades left, I love this decision. Triple stack the site. Make sure if someone peeks for one, they have to peek for, they're going to get swarmed, right? If Josh dies here, you'll see how fast Joe stands up to help get in this gunfight. And Formal knows it. Zero snipes Karma. Last player all by himself. Love that decision from Red. They count the nades. They know OpTic don't have anything to soften up multiple players in the site, so you might as well stack it.
Yeah, and the fact they're stacked, I mean, Karma takes his sweet time getting there because he's trying to think there's somebody in back ammo, trying to clear out mid-street. Takes so long to get there. By the time he would have actually engaged, had he not been sniped right away, I mean, there's only 20 or so seconds left. They weren't going to be clearing 3 players out of sight there and getting the defuse. Unless there was a phenomenal collapse. So, round 1 does go to Red, and I think like halfway towards streaks pretty early, and this one was 0 because he has the plant and a couple of kills to go with that. We saw some nades out from OpTic into B where they connect with Joe on site. Doesn't appear they picked anything up, and they've got him backed up, and Joe actually ends up getting an entry kill there. He flew right on into tower.
Ooh, nice shot from Crim. 0 in top middle. Karma just gets out with his life. Another one makes it to the stairs as well. What just happened to Red Reserve?
Yeah, it looked like 2 kills Red should have probably had. One from Rated, one from 0. But now Joe's going to have to clutch a 1v3. He's got a couple of kills, so the plant just went down. That's not a comfortable range for the PPSH.
You don't say. This would be an ace as well.
Go. Much better, much more preferred. He is flying out.
Wow.
That was like the furthest jump I've seen out a window. Will he get caught, though, is the question. He's got to assume he's got one here near barrels, but I think right as Karma went to peek the opposite side, just a little bit of awkward timing there for Joe, and eventually cut down.
Karma, I think, hears him just around the corner, cleans him on up to put OpTic Gaming on the board. You know, with that first blood from Red, I thought those couple kills were going to go their way in mid-red, but neither do, and that's what swings around to OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the entire gunfight of the player that crossed the steps, but absolutely for 0 top window. There's no way that Karma should have got to arches there. That's a gimme. Now, let's see what they mix up this time. Last time, you know, they had no nades for the retake. This time, they're going to try and get Karma in. Karma catches the nade and the poison's there. Formal and him go in, but
they're dead.
They are pinned in the corner. They have nothing they can do. Formal tries to get away. Do they realize the second there is the big question? They might not realize Karma's still in the corner. Doesn't matter. He drops, they get 1 kill. It's all on Scup down 1v3, and he is gone. The grenade placement there with the poison, the first grenade that slowed up Karma, I mean, they were screwed from there. I don't know. I feel like Karma and Formal just had to get out of there. I think they were so trapped in that corner.
From what I just saw, I think 1 nade was thrown and 1 stun was thrown by the players pushing side. I'm not exactly sure, but I'd love to confirm because it looked like they threw 1 nade that went too deep and then a stun that hit Joe, but it was like the players kind of got into the site full HP because one of them had armored on anyway. So OpTic want to see if they change up the nades that they throw off that one. And what we mentioned, I honestly can't remember the last time I saw OpTic Gaming on St. Marita Mall S&D that I casted at least.
Josh already all the way pushed up at A there. I mean, Crim comes waltzing out. He's not ready for that whatsoever.
I don't know why you would ever do that.
There's been a couple times we've seen a first blood for Red, and then immediately OpTic's able to get a kill.
I don't actually understand why you just did that. Nade coming in from...
Wow. What?
What? Well, 0 was peeking his head over, and that's a very wall-bangable wall.
Still, nice shots. Okay, this is a round that looked good for Red for a moment, and then OpTic just crushed.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why Joe just did that. Again, it's 2-2, but the 2 rounds Red lose, you're kind of going, should they have really lost that round?
Well, Formal, I think, got the final 3 then there. Beamed the 1 through the top wall, and got the 2 final players at the back.
Can we go to Crim 6 off the break of this round? I think I just heard it said about airborne. Doesn't look like he... okay, yes. He said he's going to airborne to top something, so he's looking for a sprint timing with this AR. We'll see if he gets it. Oh, they're ready for a B push. This is a perfect line counter from OpTic Gaming. They should stop this 10 out of 10 times, especially with Crim here, too.
Makes the play, hits one with the grenade. Crim, good call. A couple assists, 1 left, soars out. Good call there. I'm glad. I can't hear him. I'm on the opposite side. I didn't hear anything. I'm glad you heard that. I saw the play call work.
We have a decade of difference in our ears.
That could be it too. That could be it. I'm like a bat.
No, that was so smart from Crim. That's a Pharaoh type play, where you take that airborne class, you get right into top red, you aim down towards the site, much better place nades, getting rid of those frags, using the stickies, and they land right at that arch door. That's exactly where you want to place them. Beautiful play call from Crim 6.
Remember, all last year it was Formal that was the play caller in Search and Destroy. Crim said last night he wants to start to be the caller more. So
I feel like if you're OpTic,
right there.
I feel like if you're OpTic, you focus on B control on defense, and then you just retake A together. If you go for a 4v4 retake on A, or you have someone top window watching the cross, give yourself time to rotate, take B site, and worry about getting A back later. I just think, again, like it's just an easier site to retake at. First nade in, Joe getting peppered by everything, and there he goes. We saw Bebbles play that different angle earlier on where he pushed up to the opposite side of that middle kind of cover to avoid nades just like that. Well, not the case this time around. Smoke comes in. OpTic will hold off on planting for now. Karma, though, spotted. Josh makes it a 2v2.
A bit of an awkward gunfight there.
Oh, they got him pinned.
But there's one left. 2 players to work with. Scump and Crim set the final kill. And there it is. Done with the machine pistol. But that's, I remember, last time it was Joe getting in and getting that first blood pick on the tower as they tried to fly in. This time they play it slow. They double nade him off tower. And things get a lot more simple from there.
They double nade him off tower. They quad naded him off tower. They had nothing left at the end of that. Crim threw a nade from the top like red window. Or sorry, not the top red window, the top like white building window.
They wanted Joe dead.
Yeah. But that's been the setup so far from Red. They kind of leave him be by himself over there. And OpTic again win another round, up 4-2.
If only you could combine Hunker and Armored and survive. It's there he nailed it.
He would need it right there. Smoke comes in, cut off the sight line. They're going to sprint right through it, but they do not care. Karma laying down. Will he shoot these players on sight? It does appear so. One remaining. Josh all by himself. Karma trying to wait for his help from his teammate. There it is, OpTic. Another quick round at B. Goes there. What did I say earlier? Fight fire with fire at B if you're OpTic Gaming. Worry about A later.
We've seen them do it with a couple different tactics. You know, the Crim, the airborne up top. That time the smoke off made them push through it. You're seeing some adaptation here from OpTic Gaming and Search and Destroy.
Like,
not like the awkward round 11 we saw last night.
Because defense now gets in so much quicker. If you're gonna send 4 to B on offense, and they're gonna send 4 to B on defense, the defense should win. And OpTic now beginning to realize that. Let's see if Red do the same thing here. No, they're going for the pass flank. And I think they've got Crim 6 watching this already. Yep, he's one shot.
You got several players tagged up instantly from Red. Formal did get a kill, but drops almost immediately. 1-8 out from top Red for 0. I don't know if you have any grenades really left for OpTic or what they expended in this, but it is going to be hard to push into B. No nade. You have 1 on Karma, so you have 1 grenade to work with.
Oh, someone just broke their legs mid-window, and now look, yeah, 0 sets his aim right to there, but Crim guns the 1. 8 and 5 now from Crim 6. I'm now getting planted. OpTic. A couple kills away from winning this game, too. Oh, they know where 0 is.
It's all on 0 now. Should drop. There it is. OpTic now up 2-0. And that was, I mean, that was one of those fun searches where you just watch them every time they would get killed by something from Red or lose a round, you'd see them mix it up, fix it, and then dominate in the following round.
I think, I'm trying to think of, even since that change with St. Marie, it has been a while since I've casted OpTic Gaming on St. Marie Dumont, Search and Destroy, and it feels like they figured a couple things out in that one.
When did the change happen? Was it right before Division B came in?
Something like that.
I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but that could be why it feels like it's been a while.
But I mean, for there, OpTic, once they figure out their defense, they completely smoke them on Red Reserve. And now it's OpTic Gaming up 2-0. Remember, these guys are fighting for seeds at playoffs. A win here from OpTic would help them recover from that rough loss yesterday. When we come back, game number 3, capture the flag. We'll see you then. here at all.
And it's not done. You just have the one glide bomb left, right? Or did you get any more streaks behind one of these scores?
You did not.
Sure. Okay. So if you just have the glide bomb, that's one silver lining. I mean, you're going to go to the preferred side if you're OpTic. If you can pick up a score, some streaks early in this, absolutely can swing the tides. I mean, you saw how fast that happened. All three of those caps came in 2 minutes for it. Same obviously can happen for OpTic on the other side. At least you don't have a couple players that are fully streaked out, so you have that threat every time you get a touch on the flag.
You know what's funny is, like, last year when OpTic were steamrolling in the IW season, them going into like a half or something like this, it was almost it was like, whoa, this is crazy. You know, how rare is it for OpTic to be down in a scenario like this? Not, you know, it just doesn't feel that way when I cast them here on Call of Duty World War II.
There's just a lot of competition right now, man.
Yeah.
Might feel a little strange in this game after how the first two maps went, though.
Right?
You cannot go like 3 or 4 down here off the break.
Well, the big thing was that Raiden even got 1 kill at the bunker side. He stopped the player at first hard point.
I thought that was going to be a clean 3 down really quickly. And
should know 1 is close. Does he spot close? Oh, Joe. Fries formal right there, and that's going to actually stop this OpTic gaming push for the most part. They still have a couple players close, but I mean, Red keeps spawning up so much closer.
Got some help, though. Karma just got here.
Oh,
the rock. It doesn't get away. 0. So you had a big kill from Raid at the beginning. Joe then went huge at the edge in a one-on-one with 4. Well, now 0 finds 2 kills. They're doing just enough on defense, and now Joe has overextended. They spawn top, so I wonder if they got to expect something's going on, but OpTic looks to be holding forward.
They're in kind of, we got to go for a capture type mode right now. Will they kill him in bunker? He does. Wow, I thought that actually...
I think he got hit by a stun right as he was going in that back.
Yeah.
Because you saw he just stopped at the door there.
That's another clean wipe. That will be a capture for Red Reserve as Joe pulled it on the back of all that. 4-0 now, Red Reserve.
Wow. And that could be the dagger here. That score, I mean, I guess the one good thing for OpTic, you got them to use the final streak, but I don't think that's enough when you're down 4 in Arden
It's
Forest.
a 5-kill difference, but it's or 4-kill difference now, 3-kill difference now, but it's 4-0. Red and how they've, you know, managed these streaks and where they've gotten their kills at. It's OpTic been getting kills to stop plays in their base. It's been Red getting the kills on the offensive. Here's the crazy thing, right, is, you know, 3-0 with this capture coming in for OpTic. Maybe would have earned you some streaks or something along those lines. For Red, they're up 4-0. Great, OpTic will get a capture, but they need one of the best 3-minute sequences of CTF I've ever seen.
I mean, it'd be exactly what we saw from Red sort of at the end of the first half. They got 3 caps up. It's doable. Can they pull together any kind of rally here? Grim's found a couple, knows he's still spawning on Bell. Can't win the last one, but the flag is out. This might be a rally here. There's one player mid-map that's going to be formal. He picks up the kill. There's another score. There's no streaks left. That's why it was big to use those glide bombs. They got the mortar. Well, 2 of the streaks got out in the first half. I know they all led to caps, but at least they're all gone now, and now you're getting close to streaks for OpTic Gaming.
Karma won't be able to get the cabin wall in time. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow, the mantle there.
I was literally saying, I wonder if he's going to recognize it, and he doesn't in time. Gets caught mantling. Crim trying to make hero plays. OpTic need to clear out these other 2 players right now. That's 3, and they know the last one was here, the first hard point. OpTic have the info they need. They need to kill 0 as fast as possible.
Crim won it. Crim won it. Crim won it.
Oh my goodness.
Now they're going. He's been stunned 17 times just trying to get a cabin. He should be away. Again, no more streaks for Red. And this is just what we saw Red do. We're on pace for the highest scoring Arden Forest of all time.
Here's the difference. He gets streaks now. OpTic now have some tools to work with. I think Red preemptively have already started to run Mountain on some of their players. So Josh has it. Yeah, and Rated does. So I think they were already expecting OpTic to have streaks. They're worried about streaks already. That player spawning out near first hard point. Joe should wrap back immediately. He knows, hey, I've spawned here. Someone's pinching Bell. Here comes a streak coming on in. Fighter pilot now in play. Yeah, only 0 without Mountain. Oh, he tags up Josh, but doesn't actually follow up the kill.
Well, he kept trying to target back bunker, which I understand. He had no one to really work with. No one was pushed up. 2 of his teammates dropped. 60 seconds left. He gets tagged from behind. So now you're going to have, what, a streak left? You just got to get at least 1 4-man push. Formal can't die here.
Red always so on top of switching to Mountain in these respawn game modes to stop the streaks.
Here we go. This might be the final attack.
Not sure if you saw the one in bunker. A player covering each lane. Red have gone full turtle mode at this point. They know a couple kills will make all the difference. There's a couple entries for OpTic. They've got a 3v1 at top bunker. Crim6. Will he check this close corner? Will he check this close corner? He does, but doesn't actually shoot back. And now they're all spawning at the back of the flag. This push should be done any second.
Wow. One more push, maybe. Scump dies. Maybe one more push. And you just have to get a touch here. So close.
It's not going to happen. They're way too far away. Glide bomb coming in. 15 seconds left. They're all in the base as well. OpTic, I mean, you don't go down, what, 4-0, and you have a great final couple minutes of that game. But Red Reserve will take map number 3. I'm sure they're frustrated themselves for even letting it get that close. But yeah, look, Josh kind of laughing right there. I think that's kind of how it sums up for me. Like, what the hell is going on?
You had basically, what, 3 really good minutes for Red and kind of like 2 really good minutes for OpTic. It's sort of the difference. So they have that close in the first half. And that, honestly, that's what it comes down to more often than not for this game. When you have that preferred side, you just need a nice flurry there where you get some streaks, get some scores. That's where you can bury teams.
There's some times on our den, especially when trying to pull the flag from the bunker side, where you even see it happen to Crim. It's like he wanted to fight that one-on-one gunfight and didn't want to get caught sprinting on the guy in bunker. But guess what? If you play too passively, those guys coming off spawn will just shoot you in the back. And it comes down to one of those things. It's almost like in Search and Destroy, right? When you're at a number disadvantage and you basically say, hey, we're going to play the 50-50 that no one's flanking us and have our 2v3 of us watching kind of the 2 entry points and leave open our back. That's one of those where you have to see players kind of go, they're going to spawn in 2 seconds and shoot me in the back unless I literally don't fully sprint and try to challenge this guy right now. I think the big thing is, with the sprint, ADS time changes and how fast now you can get your gun up and ready, players will just have to start taking some of those head-on gunfights a little bit more coming out of sprint, especially in CTF on that scenario.
A lot of it can come down to timing. I mean, we saw what yesterday versus Echo Fox, where they had 2 near perfect pulls, but they almost pulled like too fast a couple times, so Echo Fox still spawned deep and shot him in the back. Like, it is definitely a coin flip or a gamble, it seems like, at time. I mean, you have an internal clock for the spawns and stuff, but still, 7.5 seconds is a long time, and you're a little bit off. Oh yeah, they can cost either way. Too quick, too slow. But Red, they know they just barely escaped that one kind of once the OpTic onslaught started. It's exactly why I said the first half. It was going to come. You knew that it was going to come at some point. Did you have enough to withstand it? They had just enough.
If you're OpTic, kind of ending that game, maybe I think you end on a high note. Hey, we didn't get stopped 4-0. We brought it back. We didn't give up. We stayed composed. They made it close, but in the end, it's Red Reserve forcing the game 4. Props to them on a fantastic CTF showing, especially inside 1.
We just saw, now for Gibraltar hard point, we just saw OpTic play Echo Fox there. We just saw Red play Echo Fox there. The OpTic Echo Fox was, I think, somewhere around 250, 220 type game. It was pretty close. Red got blown out. Now, I'm not saying it's 1-to-1. It can depend on matchups and stuff, but
listen, the Valkyrie S&D Game 5 dream isn't dead yet. That's all I'll say.
That's right. I keep forgetting we haven't seen it once.
Yep. The dream is real.
I do kind of wonder how many of these teams, I'm sure they talk through it, but how many have actually played it any significant amount? The answer is probably very few. Here we go. Game 4, OpTic looking to close out. Red Reserve looking to push it to a Game 5. Teams vying for their seeds for the playoff, for Atlanta. A ton of money just around the corner here, Jack.
These players like money.
I like money.
I like you.
I like you too.
Okay.
We need another 5 seconds of awkward silence there, I think.
I think so too. Karma already in the hard point. Does get the opening kill with the nade, but it's 2 quick reaction kills from Red Reserve to swing the advantage in their favor for this first hill.
And now the fight for Red. If you're new to watching this, they want to get as much time as they can mid, and they want to continue to hold that spawn on the right side of the minimap. For OpTic, you're obviously trying to contest and pick up what time you can, but also slip through the cracks and try and flip these spawns whenever you're able to. 30 seconds remaining on this hard point. Rated had a nice start at 3-0, but now you got 2 down, now you gotta make a push. So this may be where the play comes in. Hitting up through top steps is Karma. He gets 2 big ones. And I thought he was gonna push forward right away and try to get them to spawn out, but he actually ends up getting into the hard point. May not have been able to get there in time regardless, as he was still kind of top mid. But you have to go through another wave here if you're OpTic.
Yeah, and Zero knows that. Crim, though, just get the first.
Crim was like, I see a grenade, I'm mopping towards it. No.
Yeah. Dodges it. Was so one shot from that. Quick little cleanup from Josh.
Yeah, he would have needed like a jetpack thruster from AW to get away from that grenade.
As now OpTic trying to push towards that bottom gun area. Karma's kill up top might be what, I was going to say, that could be what swings these spawns out. Now it's a 4v2 for OpTic. They've got to hit this quick before the rest of the Red Reserve Cavalry show up.
Joe will be close to the hard point. One playing deep and Rated. Rated's still there. They should eventually find him here. Yeah, he drops ultimately to Scump. And now you got the spawns, a little over 20 seconds left. I think 0-1-1 one-on-one, but couldn't take out the next player. But look at number 6 in the minimap.
Of course,
Karma goes all the way through. Did he spy? I didn't see where the spawn actually came in, but I'm assuming he pushed up through cave.
He spawned cave and fell back.
Makes sense. Pushed up through cave.
So I think Karma is just kind of hoping.
This is one of those surprise type
moments.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're going to be ready for this.
Well,
if one of them spawns out, they're going to be ready for it. But so I think Rated just peeked the back for a moment.
Well, I think, again, they've just gotten some kills. I think they're beginning to realize, hey, something's up here. We haven't seen Karma in a while. Now Karma looking to make some sort of play happen. Did he just get seen? Oh, I couldn't tell. He gets shot in the back and all that time for nothing.
And they all spawn safe. Yeah, that's a frustrating moment. But it's a play you have to try and make. I mean, honestly, Karma's just waiting on his teammates to pick up a couple kills. That way he can push in, hopefully spawn them out. But no one on Red died throughout that entire thing.
And right now for OpTic, with not having the spawns, their kind of goal, keep Red out of this hard point for as much as possible. Stop them from getting time if we can't earn it ourselves. And honestly, for all things considered, with them not having the spawns, with how little time Red got off this hard point, I think that's actually not too bad for OpTic Gaming.
Worked out okay. Joe, though, he's the man with the ability to kind of play pinch here. He's going to distract the hell out of Karma right now. He wants to get set up in a position. Yep, just take your time. Wins a nice gunfight. And now you've got control of this side where you want to get set up. It's going to be an OpTic Gaming to have to flood through tunnel. They at least have Formal set up mid-map, so Formal might be able to push their turret and make a play. He actually does just that, so Formal might make the play to make this actually awkward for Red Reserve now.
And if you remember OpTic from their game, I believe it was yesterday, they almost make that absurd comeback happen. They fall just short in the end. 84-55 now Red Reserve. OpTic still in control of the hard point. Karma about to get pressured by multiple. He starts shooting before they even get on his screen. But it's Red who will get this hard point time for now, and we'll look to push their lead to about 50 seconds if they get the rest of the scrap, which, looking at the minimap, they absolutely should.
And we've seen these games where, like, I mean, all of last year, certainly, where Scump starts really slow. He's like triple negative. And as soon as Scump picks it up, the game turns around. Curious to see if that's going to be the case, but it's also Scump and Formal starting a little slow.
Here's the thing about Scump, right, is we do see him have these starts, but it's always the question of when does he pick it up and get himself involved. Sure. And a lot of players, we'll see, you know, they'll have that bad start and things will never go their way and it'll never get fixed. That rarely happens with Scump. And we'll see how it all plays out. Keep an eye on the stats as this game goes on. Right now, 6-14, only 15 seconds at the hard point, but it's OpTic down by about 40 right now. Karma getting surrounded. Nice job. Cleaning up top bridge. Get some help from who but Scump. As, ooh, look at the sneaky play from Joe. He's trying to play spoiler on these rotations.
He may be able to do just that now. He'll end up dropping, so you're still spotting safe if you're OpTic. But the lead opening up to 40+ right now for Red Reserve. Rated and Josh leading the way. Kind of your double AR setup that you're going to have from this Red team.
All right, OpTic, this is their chance now at a full 60. How well can they hold it?
Here they go. Trying to break on through. The AR's set up right now for OpTic Gaming. They're racking up some time, and if they can get a perfect hold, I mean, hell, you could even have a lead change here potentially. But as Zero gets one on the left side, oh, gosh, Josh and Rada pushing through a turret. It's going to be Karma and Formal now have to make plays. They still spawn safe, so they'll have help here very, very quickly. And it's 3 go down.
4. And now, honestly, if you're OpTic, everyone should push out already. The second you see the guy challenging from top cave, everyone should push out, and that's exactly what they're going to do. The spawn does flip for 1, but I don't think it's even worth it for Rada to challenge his hill, and he knows that. He's not going to push his hill. Karma gets a kill on him, and now it's OpTic Gaming flooding forward.
This could be the big difference. I mean, it's going to be, what, darn close to tied if they get this time here. Pushing through first is Scump. He's going to initiate there and able to win one gunfight. His teammate's dropping those. He's a snap to the back. It's a second. He just spotted the third. Right at the edge. It's Scump.
Oh my God!
Scump fries all 3. We mentioned that he was, what, 4 and 14, I think it was. He's now 15 and 18. The question, when's he going to heat up? The answer, right now.
Listen, other players will struggle through and through. Scump hits a moment where it just clicks. But does he recognize that they're spawning all the way in the back? He's trying to play his life. Red, keep getting these sticky spawns back here. And I think OpTic are mind blown by it.
It's got to be frustrating if you're Scump after killing all 3 in transition.
Oh, this is OpTic are fired up right now. You're seeing them begin to snap, begin to click. 138 to 124. Scump now in the hard point. He's now back to almost even after being close to -10. Oh yeah, he's now just frying.
Yeah, if you wonder why we said that probably happened with Scump, we've been casting a long time, and I've seen it happen so many goddamn times.
Yes.
That you just you just sort of expect it at this point.
It's like he's got double health right now. Look at this. What's even happening on my screen? How is he still alive? What was that whole fight?
Don't know, but despite it all, you know, OpTic, at least with him breaking through there, they're able to bring this a whole lot closer, but they don't take the lead. And now I hear Josh get really loud on the other side as Red, they deal with the opening flurry there from OpTic Gaming. OpTic starting to heat up, but Red survived it to this point. They're now up 20 points. They're set up here at Artillery, rated down top ladder. The engagement coming in, a grenade, some shots from Karma will pick up the kill. They have an isolation here now, 4-on-2, where they can pick up Artillery and Cave. Crim's already in top window. Last one is 0. 0 is tagged, and 0 is dropped. More time now coming into OpTic. Red looking to break.
Crim should pinch this guy in top window. There he goes. Oh, he actually drops down. Nice play by Josh to get 2. I thought he wasn't even going to be able to get any.
Oh, and he gets him out of the hard point, too. Oh,
yep.
And with Crim dropping him. That play from Josh might end up being a difference of
30-second swing.
Yeah. -20 for OpTic, basically +10 for Red.
Yep. That's literally the difference of OpTic being near tied to still being about a 20-second lead going into our 3rd rotation of hills right now. Such a strong start for Red. OpTic trying to show some life to come back into things.
And we haven't seen a single streak, correct?
Nope.
Karma was getting really close there as I thought about it. I was like, I don't think we've seen any, which is unusual in this game to have a game with players of this caliber not pick up streaks.
Wait, look at how close Formal is.
He's close.
Got a great angle. Oh, he mantles!
So Karma, I think, maybe got caught mantling when he tried to pick up streaks, and then the same happened to Formal there. Wow.
For Maven, 5-second difference now. Red Reserve. Things are beginning to slip out of their favor. One big thing that swung the slang in this game. Scump -2. The rest of the players on OpTic Gaming positive. They have the spawns for the new hill. This is the key rotation for me now on this map, Maven. Will they pick up on the fact that Joe is pinched all the way back here? He gave away his position.
I mean, I guess he saw Karma going back there, so knew he'd have to engage deep, but I'm still trying to understand why you don't try to make the play behind it. I wonder what the call was there.
I mean, how many times have you seen where someone kind of swipes across, like, from right to left of their aim, and they kind of see you, and you worry if they spotted you.
Yeah,
no,
it's
like a COD thing. Think from his perspective, this is so frantic.
Yeah.
179 to 159. Red Reserve trying to see what they can do. The only bad in the kill feed right now for OpTic is the team kill from Formal on the Scump. It's 182 now to 159. Joe trying to stay alive long enough for his teammates to help this push, but again, they're just not getting the kills they need, Maven.
Yeah, I mean, they would get the kills to make it scrappy where they kind of got OpTic out of their power positions, but once it came to that next wave, they haven't been able to win that fight. As soon as it got scrappy, it's all been OpTic Gaming, at least over the past couple of minutes. And now they want to rack on these 20 seconds, and what you can't allow is a decent rally. So remember the first time through here, Karma kind of stuck in the back and disrupted a bit. The next time you get the 3-piece from Scump in transition, every time there's been some kind of great play from OpTic Gaming at the 3rd hard point to at least make sure Red doesn't get a lot of time.
I'm wondering.
That's been the difference.
I'm wondering how Formal plays this. When does he peek out? from this pocket. I don't know if the opponent even knows he's here. And look, he goes to Justice. Joe gives up his position. One more wave of kills OpTic Gaming need. Karma's already surged on through. He tried to get in the turret room, won't work out.
And one spawned out, though. One spawned out, but two for OpTic. And Josh just gets 3. Let's hop to Josh's POV as he just picked up 3 massive kills there. He's 30 and 31.
61 engagements with an AR.
But wow, I mean, those 3 were key because they were both teams kind of spawning out. It was kind of a cluster here near the hard point, and he goes big. Now Karma trying to come in from behind. Does he spot Josh to the tip of the gun? Nope, Josh's streak is still going. Now he's getting close to streaks. Snapping onto Formal up top as he continues his reign of terror here at the 3rd hard point. Castle Road becoming Josh's castle as he continues to go off. But
he's hoping he can juggle this hill.
Not able to do it.
It's always Karma. Karma goes and snips him out. Now OpTic just 6 seconds left on this hill. They will get this time rated, getting into the new hard point. He almost gets beamed right there. Formal follows up the kill. OpTic want to end the game right here, right now.
And that number 5, that's going to be Scump flanking top mid. He should be able to pick up the kill top steps. Yep, and that's where things really fall apart. Not only do they pick up the kills in the cross, they get top middle covered as well. Josh trying to come in and make the play. 5 more seconds.
Whoa.
And the series is over.
Formal in the hard point, contesting. Formal with the kill, the 2-piece, all dead. GG. OpTic Gaming will beat Red Reserve 3-1. And I think they're even happier than their own fans with how that series just went. Maybe I'll say this. OpTic outplayed Red the entire hard point. They outplayed him for 95% of the S&D. They really get outplayed for more than half the time in the CTF, but they have a few great minutes in there. And even in the hard point, when things aren't going their way off the break, they stay composed, they come back, they win the game. You gotta love to see that if you're a Greenwall fan.
Certainly, it was two kind of big things for me. One, Scump turning it around, which we thought would happen, and it certainly did. And also, that transition from the 2nd to the 3rd hard point. You know, they got a lot of time in the 2nd hard point 2 times in a row. They have to try and break through. One time was Karma sneaking in the back through cave. The other time was Scump picking up that 3-piece. And even though it wasn't like that perfect, hey, get 60 at 2 and 60 at 3, they didn't allow Red to get much time. Because if Red got a lot of time at 3, Red's winning that game or going to a game 5. But sometimes it's not about actually getting in the hard point, picking up time. It's just keeping the opposition out of it, making them worry about looking behind, making them fly around so no one's actually in the hard point. You're just trying to find kills. They just made it scrappy, and ultimately OpTic got it. But that was actually kind of wild. How it's like I can't even tell you the number of times I've said that same line. Scump, starting slow. Scump, we'll turn it around, and the game will turn around. I don't get how a player of his caliber starts at trip neg.
I think what he does better than most other submachine guns in that role is he figures out what's not working, he adapts to it, and again, when you have some of the best gun skill in the game, it fixes things. But we're not talking about Scump in the interview, we're talking about Crim. He's on the main stage with Jess.
We've got Crim6 here coming off of that win, and now OpTic and Red Reserve have traded places a couple times. I believe you started off the day in 2nd in the standings, and then with Red Reserve's last victory, they moved up to 2nd. You were down at 3rd, now you're back at 2nd. So how does that feel?
You know, it felt good, but unfortunately, I think the head-to-head, they beat us last time 3-1, and we just beat them 3-1. So I think, you know, if we end up tying, if we end up losing a Rise tomorrow, and then Red beats TK, it's going to go down in map count. So that's going to be pretty interesting for the 2nd and 3rd spot. But either way, it was good to finally beat Rated. You know, he might be my dad, but, you know, I had to take him down at the end of the day. So other than that, it was a good match.
It was definitely a good match. Now, looking back at the 2nd map, that S&D, it started off a little bit more even, and then you guys made some adjustments, you adapted. Can you talk a little bit more about those adjustments that allowed you to surge ahead in that map?
Yeah, we just watch other teams play, and that's basically, you know, where we came up with that strats, or the strats that we used. But honestly, like, in the middle of it, we just started saying, like, you know, we don't care. Let's just make plays. Let's just, you know, push up random places. Because that map, realistically, it's like 3 lanes, but there's so many things to watch. And especially when you have, you know, when players go down on the opposing team, it opens up the map. You can go wherever you want. And we finally started realizing that. I think I got a couple kills mid-street, just randomly playing mid-street out in the middle of the open, and it ended up working.
And now I have to ask about this CTF as well, because that was absolutely insane. I think Red got something like 4 flag caps right in a row, and then you guys turned right around and got 3 in a row and almost brought it back. So can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I said it before the game came out. I said these ghillie suits need to go, and unfortunately, it was like, I remember the play. It was me and Damon, and there was a guy laying down inside bunker, and I don't know if I maybe need to turn my brightness up, but he was laying down in ghillie suit, didn't see him, and unfortunately, right then and there, I was like, you know, because I saw a glide bomb, but I'm not going to use that on a guy inside bunker. You know, it's just pointless. So basically, didn't see him, killed me, and then we were trapped in our spawn. But you know, it was a close comeback. I started using airborne AR and started running faster than everyone else. So.
Yeah, it was very close. It was almost a comeback. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Back over to Ben at the desk.
Thank you very much, Jess. Great to hear from Crim6 there from OpTic Gaming. Congratulations to OpTic, of course. They take that win, and Crim kind of mentioned it, Joe. That
you run
fight
faster than everyone?
Well, there is that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone very, very fast. But that fight now for the #2 seed, going to get very interesting come tomorrow.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, second and third, that could be a huge difference. Do you play a team like Splice? Do you play a team like round 1 of playoff bracket? But I think OpTic really, they just want to beat Rise, right? They want to prove that they still are the best in this division. You know, they won't pass Rise. Rise has #1